What should be my first Criterion Collection pickup, or one of my first pickups, or something that would be good to pick up in a sale? Something where I really feel like I get that bang for my buck, and it's going to expose me to lots of ideas about film. It's going to be a great film, and it's going to feel like it's epic and rewatchable, and I'm really going to get my money's worth. I would recommend, as your first purchase or one of your first purchases, to go ahead and get The Seven Samurai. This is one of the first Criterion Collection films I ever saw. I'm going to outline a few reasons why you should get this first, and then I have a backup option if you really want to avoid not watching movies that aren't in the English language. However, I really encourage you to just look past that and embrace films that aren't in English. So The Seven Samurai, I'm going to read you a little bit about it if you aren't familiar with it. One of the most thrilling movie epics of all time, it tells the story of a 16th century village whose desperate inhabitants hire warriors to protect them from invading bandits. And part of the reason I'm recommending this is that it has such a link to American movie culture with the remake, of course, The Magnificent Seven, which that's going to come up a little bit as you look through the features. It has this actor, Toshiro Mifune, who's going to be all over the Criterion Collection as you discover it. Takashi Shimura, who's also going to be in the collection a lot. It weaves philosophy and entertainment, delicate human emotion, and relentless action into a rich, evocative, and unforgettable tale of hope and courage. And it's a really nice case. When you unpack this, I think you're going to get the full sense of what the Criterion can offer and kind of, something smaller. You don't have to go for a full box set. But it feels kind of like a box set. And it's beautiful to look at. If you've never seen it before, it has this gorgeous artwork. This particular one comes with a 4K, Blu-ray, and special features. So it can be a very good place to start. And you don't have to have a 4K player if you don't want to. And the supplements on this are really nice. One thing that Criterion has, the Criterion Collection, that you won't get just picking up something off the Walmart shelf, is it often comes with booklets or posters or something where you can really dive into the film. And this particular booklet has a few different essays, pieces of writing that are fun. For example, The Hours and Times, Kurosawa and the Art of Epic Storytelling. And the fonts will look really nice there as well. I used to teach yearbook, and we were all about the font. And so I really like the cohesiveness that they have. But I'm going to give you an example of what these supplements can offer, especially the written parts, because it's fun to read about films. This is a little excerpt from Seven Rode Together, Seven Samurai in the American Western by Peter Cowie. Good westerns are liked by everyone, said the director of this film, Akira Kurosawa, on one occasion. Since humans are weak, they want to see good people and great heroes. Westerns have been done over and over again, and in the process, a kind of grammar has evolved. I've learned from this grammar of the Western that Seven Samurai can be so seamlessly transposed to an American setting underlines how carefully Kurosawa had assimilated this grammar. The familiar ingredients of the Western are perceptible at every turn in this medieval allegory of good versus evil. The threat from cattle barons or Indians in the form of bandits, heroic lone gunfighters defending settlers, the samurai in the village, the showdown in which virtue and bravery prevail. That's a little piece. And again, that will help you, if you're kind of newer to the collection, mold ideas together from films in English, right? Because for a lot of people, for a lot of folks, this was the case for me, some of your first films that aren't in English or foreign films, it's good to be able to make those connections, such as The Magnificent Seven, right? It helps you kind of take in films in a really approachable way. And so I think The Seven Samurai is the perfect kind of film to pick up. And that would be what I would pick up if I'd never picked up anything else, or if I only had a couple of Criterions. I would definitely get The Seven Samurai. Or something by Kurosawa, but that seems kind of like the best place to start in my mind. But if you want something really, really simple that's really approachable, that you may have even seen, like, a lot of times high school teachers will show it, particularly high school English teachers, and you want to go even a little bit simpler than that. You don't want 4 hours, or however long Seven Samurai is. You could also look at 12 Angry Men. Now, this is one of the most approachable, just it's 96 minutes. It's 1957. It is in black and white, and it does star Henry Fonda, and it's a movie about a trial of a young man who's been convicted off of some kind of flimsy evidence as the trial goes along. And really, it's more these men in a room debating if this person's innocent or not. Henry Fonda is the lone juror who doesn't just want to go on to other things, and he really makes the men discuss this and talk it out. And it's a very easy to watch film, I think. It is well paced, the dialogue is snappy, and the acting is great. And I've never shown anyone 12 Angry Men who didn't like it. So this might be, like, if you really need something simple on the simpler side, you're like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for the Seven Samurai. This could be a good choice. But if we're talking about value, we're talking about really getting into the meat of the collection, I highly, highly recommend starting with the Seven Samurai. Now, for those who also have a good recommendation for people new to the collection, or maybe you want to talk about what you picked up as one of your first or your first Criterion, let me know in the comments below. Do me a favor, click that like button. And if you love talking about Criterion movies, if you love thinking about movies, and you like critically acclaimed films, or you just love talking about movies in general, please subscribe to Cody in the Cinema.